And welcome to another preseason episode of DuPage Run and Shoot. I'm your host, Patrick Cotto, and today we get a visit from Hinsdale South quarterback, Langston Love. Langston, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So, Langston, you are entering your senior year at the helm with the Hinsdale South football team. What are you most excited for about the season?
I'd say what I'm most excited for is really just getting to play football again with my teammates and my brothers, because last year it was cut short, taken away from me, and I kind of took it for granted a little bit. So this year, I'm really cherishing every moment that I have with my team.
Was last year your first year playing varsity football?
Yes, that was my first year playing varsity quarterback. So yes.
Okay. So you played, so you said week 5 is when it happened? So during that 5-week stretch, before the injury, what are some things that you took away playing under center?
Really just that quarterback is everything that you think it is and a little bit more. And kind of what I mean by that is that, yeah, you are the leader, you're the head of the offense, but also you still have to be a leader and you have to be build a camaraderie with all your teammates. That way you can get the most out of everyone so we can all win at the end of the day.
Basically, he answers this question, but I'm still going to ask, how has your role changed entering your senior year?
Entering senior year, it's been a lot more just leadership, because last year we had some leaders in front of me. Even though I was still leading, I was a captain, but we still had some seniors in front of me, but now I'm the senior. So, that's what I'd say was changed, and really just having to hold the rope for guys in front of us. So that's our saying, Hinsdale South. We have to hold the rope. And what that means is pretty much we just got to help our brothers out that we need to bring along in order to win. So that's kind of what we've been focusing on.
Last year, the team finished with a 4-5 record, but taking a look at some of the games you guys played in, you guys were definitely better than a 4-5 record. What are some things that you guys learned from last season and in all the games you played?
Finishing. I think finishing is really the most important part, because we were definitely better than a 4-5 record. And I will say that next year, we're definitely going to have better than a 4-5 record. So really all we have to do is just finish, because that was really where we were getting hurt. And that really just all just goes back to the same thing, holding the rope for your teammates and bring them along to the end so we can all finish and win at the end of the day.
Who is all back for this season?
We have two receivers, Daxton Michaels, and Aiden Ferrer. We also have Nicholas Okrum, who plays both sides of the ball at starting corner and receiver as well. We have our tight end and linebacker, Matthew Jeffrey. We have our our wing back, and also inside linebacker Grant Dietrich. We have our two offensive linemen, Frederick Finnegan and Ryder McMurray. And I think Ryder, especially Ryder, have a really big season. And our center, Gavin Slaughter. We also have a returner who's going to be a junior, but he was a sophomore last year, in Luke
Okay.
Broussard. And just with the mix of all those guys coming back and a little bit more of additions, I think we have a really great season.
So for the ones that played last year, and especially you who played as the quarterback, what are some things that you all learned from your first year of varsity as you take it into your second year?
Just pretty much to slow the game down, because when you come into varsity football, they all say that it gets faster, all this stuff. But really, once the weeks went on and on and on, the games get slower and slower and slower. And now that you have a whole season to look back on, it's really easy to go back and be like, okay, everything is slowed down. We know what is going to happen. So how can we prepare for it and be even better?
During your 5 games last year, which one was your favorite that you played in?
Um, I think my favorite game was probably the lighting game. Was a really just overall team win. Everybody was able to eat, especially my running back, Mikey Jefferson. I forgot. Oh, I forgot. Oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot all
That's all
about.
good.
So we also have returning running back, Mikey Jefferson and Apollo Cobb. They're a really good 1-2 punch. Mikey plays both sides of the ball. He plays safety and running back, and Apollo plays corner and running back. And yeah, those two really had a really great game against Leiden, and our defense was able to get a shutout completely. And really, it was just an all around win. And I say that was definitely my favorite game of the season to play in. I'll say that.
Speaking of team, how's the team been looking through camp so far this summer?
The team's been looking really good. We just had we after our two scrimmages against Oakland Oak Forest, I say we're in a really good spot. We know what we need to do in order to win and get to week 1-0. So that is there. And then also we've been able to build a community, a camaraderie with all of our brothers. So yeah.
Are they starting to let teams scrimmage with full shoulder pads, full 11 on 11 now in the camps?
Yeah, it was just kind of like it was kind of just like dual practice. So we just go through all the practice segments, and then at the end we would just do a little bit of a scrimmage. But it was just in shells. It wasn't like we had knee pads and all that stuff on. We just had
Yes.
shoulders.
What are the benefits of having joint practices with other teams throughout the summer camp?
Um, I would say for our advantage is kind of just see where we stack up, because we're playing against people that are our size. So when come playoff time, it's a good way to get a feel, because we play 7A, 8A schools, but we're 6A, 5A team. So come playoff time, it's really just a good reminder of like, hey, this is where we're at, even though we're playing bigger teams. But also, it's really just to see how we act during adversity, because during regular practices we're hitting the same dudes all day, every day.
Yep.
When we go against someone else, they don't care about us, and we have to kind of go with that same mentality about, hey, we have to be able to overcome them to get what we want.
During the summer camp this summer, have there been any specific juniors that have stood out to you?
Um, Specific juniors, I say definitely Isaiah Burton. He's been really good on the offensive side of the ball, and he's been able to really just adapt to varsity football a lot quicker than definitely me when I was there first. And then also our safety, Jackson Schuyler. He's been he's just an athlete. I'll just say it like that. He's just, the minute we put him on the field, he's just been able to put in that work. And then I guess it also translated from our 7-on-17 that we had. And really just you could see the transition, and there's just no lost steps.
For those juniors that are likely going to play varsity football this year, what have you noticed about maybe their adjustments or playing skills in the summer?
I said that their play skills definitely translate. There's no, just like I said with Jackson, for most of them, it takes it takes time because it is a bit of a jump from JV sophomore football to varsity football. But with guys like Isaiah and Jackson and a lot more that I didn't mention, you can see that there isn't that much of a gap between what they were
Right.
last and here. So you can see that they've been able to put in work, but also let it translate so the game doesn't speed up for them, so they don't get flustered.
Hard to believe that the season is a month away, and I know you guys still have some camps, and then the practices will be underway. What are the biggest keys to this team for having a successful season? Because, like you said, this team hasn't made the playoffs in 8 years,
Mm-hmm.
and you've been close in some years.
Right. So I'd say definitely for what we need to do is finish, like I said before, but also just trust. If we trust each other, then I definitely believe that we all can get what we want. And I do say that we do definitely trust each other, but it's only summer camp, so we got to see if that can all just translate to week one against Wakanda.
I was just going to say, tough schedule as always, playing in that West Suburban Conference, whether it's the Gold or the Silver Division. But that first test starts
Mhm.
with Wakanda week one, a team that beat you guys by 4 points last season. What are you guys most excited for about taking on Wakanda in week one?
Um, I would just say just playing them again is really just a treat in itself because we know what we need to do. And just after just that the way we lost last year on the 1 yard line and find in like the last 2 minutes of the game. So I just say I've been itching to play Wakanda, and I know my whole team has been. So I definitely say we're ready. And really just all we need to do is just finish just like last time. That's pretty much it.
Right. And as they always say, take it one game at a time. But
Mhm.
what's it like playing in that West Suburban Conference? You guys played in the Gold Conference, right?
Correct.
What's it like playing in that conference?
Um, to play in that conference, I say it's a bit of a challenge because not every game is a give or just a give or take win or loss. There's a lot of toss up games, and you really just gotta fight because you got teams like DGS and Willowbrook who go what 6-3, 7-2 every year. If you can beat those teams, you already know you have a great season ahead of you, and that's really just where it all lies down to every season.
How's the ankle feeling now? I'm sure it feels much better now during this
Yeah.
offseason.
Yeah, it feels great. I was really just while I was out, I was really just trying my best to get back. But kind of once it was about like week 8, week 7, and it wasn't looking the best, and I was still in my boot. I was kind of just like, we just got to get it strong so we know this never happens again. So just in the off season, just ankle stability, ankle strength. It's really just all been. It might have been really annoying, but I definitely feel better now. So.
How confident do you feel heading into this season?
Confident as ever. It's my last season. So it's the last season. I've been waiting for this for 9 months since I got hurt. So I've just been feeling great every practice, every time I step on that field. I'm just waiting for week one.
Do you have any plans to play football after high school?
Yes. Yes, I do. I plan on playing college football, just whoever gives me that opportunity.
I was just going to ask. I'm sure you're not looking at any specific college. I'm sure you're just hoping to, get that opportunity to play football
Mhm.
in college.
Right.
Awesome. All right, Langston. Well, that is all I got for you. Is there anything else you want to mention to me?
No, just thank you for this opportunity. Can't wait to show you what we do week one. Go Hornets.
Awesome, Langston. Well, thank you so much for coming onto the show.
No problem.
And thank you, everyone, for tuning in to this preseason episode of the DuPage Run and Shoot. We will see you next time.